So the first stage in my IoT system installation wants to install the gateway laptop. It's an Acer laptop, but I designated it as the gateway because it's the means in which I can remotely connect and troubleshoot and control my IoT devices. And this laptop has got a particularity. I have attached a servo motor to it, so it will swing and press with a tiny little finger-like lever on the power on, effectively power on the laptop. And you can see that purple stick that is connected to the USB port. That is a USB to UART converter that connects to an Arduino Nano inside a gray box. And as soon as Windows boots up and executes the startup folder, there is a shortcut to a C# program that runs in the background that will start sending an OK string of values to the Arduino. And when that red LED turns on, it means the laptop has acknowledged that it's being powered on, and will let know the Arduino that I'm powered on. Don't press the power on button again. And this is to make sure the laptop powers on in the event of a power disruption. Also, when the laptop powers on, it tries to find another device, a device that is in a specific IP address. And once it detects the Wi-Fi network, it will connect to it, and it will start to refresh on the web page that it's served by a ESP8266, a Node MCU that has got a DTH11 moisture and temperature sensor that controls a window, one of the rooms. And this window is its purpose is to let dry air flow in the house, and if it starts raining, close the window. And it's doing it on its own, and that's the window right there. Also, I have a electric piston mounted, and that piston is got I have made a bracket and extension to attach it to the window so it can open and close the window when it's powered on. And right now I got Chrome here running. Now there is a Philips Hue light bulb bridge controller that's also connected to the Alcatel 4G LTE modem router unit. And every 15 seconds, the HTML generated by the ESP8266 is refreshed. The values were already submitted. Those are the values for opening and closing the window. And one way to test it is to actually breathe on top of the little blue box, the HD sensor. And here I got two limit switches, one for closing and one for opening. Those move alongside with the window. And if I start to breathe on top of that sensor, it will increase the perceived relative humidity, and that is what triggers the motors to move in. So that orange box down below, there's two 12-volt relays driven by two transistors, and also driven by some optocouplers, and those are connected to the 3-volt outputs of the Node MCU, the ESP8266. And you can see now that the window is moving until it reaches the close limit switch, and this is to prevent the motor from continuously running and prevent its burnout. So the limit switch actually de-energizes the relays inside the gray box. The orange box down below. And this system runs on its own. It's independent of the laptop. All you need is a Chrome tab running, pointing to the DSP, and just initial submittal of the open and closing relative humidity values, and that's all it takes. It runs on its own. I don't have to do anything. Even if there's no Wi-Fi connection to the Ethernet, it can run. And I have here a security camera based on a Raspberry Pi that's got a passive infrared sensor for motion detection. And this, I'm using a beautiful hue library to control my hue bridge. And this also, I have another instance, a Python script that I can discretely control the lights at will. But the little security camera will do that on its own. It's pointing to the Philips Hue bridge controller, and I can effectively turn the lights on and off from and I can change the brightness too. So I can turn them off and on. Just give me a minute. There. And if I happen to walk in within the sensing range of the sensor, lights turned on for a specific amount of time, and a picture is taken off in front of the camera, and then it's emailed to my Gmail account. This is all done automatically. I got some IP cameras to further investigate why I got a trigger photo. Also, I can show you here that the light bulb on the second floor library will also turn on and off. I can set the specific amount of time and the Python script running on the Raspberry Pi of the security camera. So that is as far as the security camera based on Raspberry Pi. So everything is going to be controlled through my gateway laptop here. Just test one, shut the lights off. And if I walk in within distance, it's going to take a picture of whatever it's in front of it. And this is light bulbs I use. I bought them off from eBay for like $8, a little cheaper than buying them from Walmart. Here I'm doing some Python programming changes on the security camera. I'm changing the length of time on the Raspberry Pi camera to 10 seconds, and I'm going to save this change. I'm going to reboot the Raspberry Pi camera so I can detach it and install it upstairs. And I'm here remote secure shell connecting to it, but I had to connect through a UART port on the Raspberry Pi to enable secure shelling into it by going into raspi config. So I'm just gonna disconnect that other laptop that I have connected directly to Raspberry Pi serial port here with a UART to USB adapter converter. Just gonna detach it, and I'm gonna the camera is being sudo power off, so I'm just gonna disconnect it and install it upstairs when it's gonna be emailing me pictures of whatever motion detection it does. So, and this is how a picture of a subject is taken. It shows the name of the camera, the date and time it was taken, and then it's gonna be emailed to my Gmail account. And this here is another gizmo that I've installed in Mexico. This is a Raspberry Pi Zero, a solid state relay underneath it, and a contactor. And this system here is to power off and on, to cycle power on the whole IoT rack in case there's no Wi-Fi to Ethernet connection. If in case the system has got no Ethernet connection, it's gonna try to power off and on, And here I got a switch that I can swing to the test position here, which is the red dot. And what this does, it will try and do a DNS search of will ping Google, Facebook, Yahoo, Microsoft, and other websites. And that means if there is a DNS connection, it means there is internet connection. If I can ping those websites, it means there's Wi-Fi connection. And this here is a bypass switch in case I can have someone come in and do something. It can bypass the whole system, so it will always be on, but it will be not enabled when I'm away. That's the reason why I want the systems to be rebooted in case there's no Wi-Fi connection. And it's gonna be done like the first of the month, the 8th. And I got some loudspeakers here in case I want to play some sounds automatically with my Python script, like a rooster. And here I got my water harvesting system still functioning right. Inside here there's a IDEC Micro PLC that I refurbished, and I got some switches, push button, a on and off switch. I got some LEDs to show state and fault. Down there's a cistern that collects rainwater overflow. And this here is a buffer tank. This will receive all the rainwater collected by the roof system. And the overflow will then flow downstream to the cistern. So I can have water for like the laundry and the toilets in case there is for some reason there is no water utility. Somehow I can have water altogether. And this system, I installed it like 5 years ago, still running fine. And I can show you, this is the line when it goes to the laundry room, and that down there goes to the toilets. And there's plenty of water still, but I can switch on the system, and the system will run the pump and the cistern for like 10 minutes or until it's full, whatever happens first. And this here is the return line from the cistern. This is what the pump sends water to return to the tank to be used in the house for laundry and toilets, which is very helpful since this area here, we don't get a lot of rain, but it's important to store water in the future. We don't know what will happen to water supplies, municipal water supplies. They may be an issue later in the future where water will be rationated. So harvesting rainwater is very crucial for me. So that's why I got the system, and it's still running strong. I just need to do some maintenance on that, but it's just keep running fine. And I also installed a water heater to have hot water in case we want to take a bath when we are in Mexico. And here I also want to show you why I have all the system. Here I'm using Google Remote Desktop, and I'm going to connect to my gateway laptop in Mexico from the States. And I'm going to show you what the desk looks like. And this is the laptop in Mexico. It's still running. We left Mexico 3 days ago, and still see the window node MCU controller showing me 20 Celsius and 20% relative humidity. The window is open, of course, because humidity is very low. I set the limits to 35, to 55. So 35 is when the window opens, and 55 is when the window closes. And here I'm going to show you how many devices are connected to my Alcatel 4G LTE router. Just gonna start scanning those. But it's very important to have the system operational. That's why I have all those systems in place. I want the laptop to be always on, and I want to make sure the system is rebooted or cycle power in case there's no Wi-Fi connection. All I gotta do is pay the monthly fee for the 4G LTE data package of I think it's like 2.5 gigabyte of monthly data. Actually, not monthly, it's like 26 days. Then I need to buy another package, but the price is like $7 for that, so it's not very expensive. And since this is mostly IoT systems, I don't need a lot of data. I just need, the minimum. I'm not watching Netflix or anything. I'm just doing this remote connection and having pictures sent to me by email, or controlling the IP cameras. And they're not very high resolution cameras. They're like VGA resolution type, and some audio. So this is mostly for surveillance of my property in Mexico, and I can show you here all the devices are connected: the Philips Hue, Raspberry Pis, the IP cameras, the Node NCU as well. Everything is connected right now. Everything is blue, showing it's alive. And I can do some stuff. I can secure shell to one of the security camera that I install upstairs to show you what the program looks like. I'm just gonna paste the IP address I got from Advanced IP Scanner, and need to log in the Raspberry Pi. And I'm being lazy. I haven't changed the password and user. Still defaults, but they're fine. I mean, I maybe change them later on, but for now they're still default names. And if I can sudo nano the Python program that runs on a service here on rc.local on the Raspberry Pi, and to maximize this little. So these are the websites that I'm pinging. And down here, these are the dates of the month and the hours of the day in which it will try and power off everything, and then basically go reboot the modem or the camera or the Hue controller. So at least I can guarantee I have some kind of remote autonomy, whatever is, even if that's a word or not. So the days of the month: 1, 8, 15, and 22 of the month, and then the hours it will try to connect. It's mostly early, in the very early part of the day.